Hey y'all, it's Bitty Boo, aka Dana. You may not be able to hear me too well. I've got earaches and a sore throat. Not sure when I'll have more videos. Kind of under the weather right now. I've been very busy running my niece back and forth to her appointments. I did, however, get to have a day alone, pretty much, me, Rick, and Kate, Saturday. So that's pretty much what's going on. Holy, there's 6 people in here already. Hey, Joe. Hey, Cynthia. Can you hear me? Hey, Rita. I won't be on very long. Hey, Wendy. I have a sore throat. I have earaches, but people's been wondering where I'm at. So, hey, Elizabeth. So I wanted to come in and say hi. I won't be here long. I just don't feel good. And of course, the cat's there. So how have y'all been doing? Thank you. You've been sick for 3 weeks? Well, mine just started Sunday. I've got earaches and a sore throat. A little stuffed up. Oh, thank you, Jessie. Honey, I wish I had some fresh pineapple. Even some canned pineapple would be good right now. Let me get one of my, sorry. I'm going to get one of my sore throat lozenges and maybe I can talk. Well, I was doing really good staying away from places I didn't need to be until I started having to take Lace back and forth to her appointments. And then Saturday, I had to get away. My nerves were so shot. I was to the point I was ready to go postal. So Saturday, because I won't go to Tulsa by myself if I don't have to. Hey, Monica. So Rick, and Kate, we went to Tulsa. Lacey stayed at her grandmother's, because I just had, my hair is terrible. I didn't wash it yesterday or today. Y'all can live with me like that, right? Anyway, I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby. I wanted to go to Michael's. And Rick and we all been running around. And every store I went to in Tulsa, people were hacking and coughing and carrying on. I thought, oh Lord, I'm going to be sick. Now I'm sick. Well, I usually wash my hair about every 3 days. Oh, Joe, I'm sorry. Oh, potato soup sounds so good right now, but I'm not going to make it for just me. And it's too late to make it for the family. And somebody's got to come over here and get our Tuesday at the end. Get your butt out of camera. Nobody wants to see your bum hole. Put your butt down, please. Anyway, then we went to some thrift stores, y'all. I got all sorts of goodies I want to share, but I want my voice back to halfway normal, to where it doesn't hurt when I talk. But I have missed y'all so much. Hey, Jamie. And if I have to get up and walk away, y'all, I'm not trying to be rude, but I ain't going to blow my nose in front of y'all. I love y'all. I don't want to do that. So, oh, Pat, I've been drinking water like crazy, babe. Did any of y'all watch the State of the Union? And if so, what did you think about it? I need to get some of those. I keep forgetting about them, Monica. You know, Kat, you could sit on the other side where I could actually see the screen. Wasn't y'all? I have never been one to sit and watch a State of the Union, okay? Because let's just face it, they're boring. I was so engrossed with that State of the Union last night. And did John notice? Trump did not have an earpiece in. He did not look down at his desk. He sat there and done it all from this. And they want to say that his mind is slipping? They're full of caca. Oh, I know. But what got me is okay. The deal when she goes, because he didn't shake her hand, he didn't even notice her hand sticking out there to be shaked. If you notice, he didn't even shake Pence's hand. He just handed the papers and turned around and was busy thinking about what he had to do. But yet, I'll guarantee you, if he'd have noticed her hand sticking out there, he would have shook it just to piss her off. Wasn't that an awesome State of the Union? Hey, Brandon. Sorry. Hey, Jimmy. But I tell you what, I had never. How do I put this? I was very proud of Amanda. I must be thinking my daughter. I was very proud of everything Trump was conveying. But I'm going to tell you what, I was so embarrassed for the Democrats and how they acted. It showed me they don't want our country to do better. They want our country to burn, is what they want. Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of talking. Yes, he talked about things he was doing. Okay, most presidents do. But did y'all notice he kept the focus and giving the other people the credit for it? He didn't take the credit for it. He gave it the credit where the credit is due. Made me very, very proud. Yes, she did. What person in their right mind cannot stand up and applaud a child getting a scholarship to go for tuition to go to a school that she couldn't afford? Hold on, y'all. I gotta see what this stupid dog's trying to tear up. Bella, stop. You go lay down. Lay down. Now she wants that. Hold on. I'll let you butt out and leave you out there in the snow. But when she was so stuck up, could not applaud that baby, could not applaud a serviceman getting to see his children. That showed me right there, and everybody in the white, every one of them people in the white coats, how they disrespected the child, the military, the servicemen, and the people that lost the police officer, the guy that lost his brother, the 2-year-old that was the youngest baby or the smallest baby ever born at that time. She is 2 now that survived. They couldn't applaud none of that. Well, Rita, go watch it, darling. Yes, I tell you what, I was about ready to cry for him myself. At first, I was trying to figure out what in the world he is wearing. And then when he turned, I could see it was hearing aids that had the, where they have to have that surgery. I don't know what, please get down. I don't know what it's called. Oh, I know. And her sitting there doing that. I wanted to, Sonny, if I could have reached through this computer and slapped the F word out of her. I would have. Yes, those implants. Hey, Alaska Mama. But it just showed me how disrespectful to the country them people are. Oh well, honey, I have dentures and I don't do that stuff. Oh yeah, she was. Yes, she was. I was, I've always said all along there should not be political parties. The only party there should be is for the people. If it's not for the better the good of the people, don't do it. It's not for the rich. It's not for the elite. It's for the good of everyone, not just them. That should be the only party there is. And there should be term limits. I am so sick of those lifers. Hi, Cynthia. You take care, babe. Good to see you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Mama, they do. Oh, my Lord. Jimmy, if I could have reached through there, I'd have ripped her like she did those papers. And then she's saying it's all lies. Go on the internet and look this stuff up, and you can see for yourself it's not lies. I gotta light this thing. Maybe I won't get flagged. I'm sure some things were probably stretched a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, Monica. But ever blame one of them. They'll take the truth, what little smidgen there is of it, and they're going to stretch that sucker to that long, you know what I mean? But yet they want to say that only he does it, and it's like, no, every one of you yahoos do it, and you know it. So what do y'all have planned for tonight? I guess it'd be tomorrow. It'd be today for me, but tomorrow for y'all. Night, Rita. You take care, honey. If you get a chance, you watch that State of the Union. It was awesome, except for the disrespect. Oh, I know. They're such a-holes. But you know how many people after that after they watched the states, after they watched the State of the Union and seen how the Democrats acted. You know how many people had posted that they were going today and changing their registration to Republican because they were so ashamed? It's very sad. And who was it? Oh yes, ma'am, they are. They are. And I had friends that were hardcore Democrats. I mean, hard freaking core until last night. So I figure a lot of the blue states will be turning red in the next couple of days. Oh, I've never heard of her. I'm sorry about her dad. Yeah, Jimmy, they sure did, brother. Oh, yes, ma'am, it is. But you know what? I'm glad they're waking up. Hey, Heather. How are you, babe? But I was never so proud to be an American after as to watching the State of the Union last night. And man, it well, the thing of it is, Miss Pelosi may end up with her butt in the slammer too. Because what she did when she ripped up those papers, she ripped up government documents. She can, she, the fine isn't big enough. It's just a $2,000 fine. But she could spend 2 to 3 years in jail. No, that's usually how it goes. But I had never in my life sat through a State of the Union before. And I was so enthralled with it, I couldn't leave it. Uh, and the most amazing part, he didn't look down and read. He kept focused. It amazed me. But that's not First Amendment, right? That wasn't speech. That was not a speech, Mama. She ripped up government property. That was an act of vandalism for one. If you ask me, it was an act of treason too. Well, I was so young when Reagan was in there. That was the last thing I was interested in. So I'd say it. And then what gets me is Mitch is his last name McConnell. Hi, Jason. Hey, you all being blessed. No, Mitch McConnell. He said that he didn't think Nancy Pelosi really wanted to do this, that she was forced to do it. I wanted to smack him upside the head. She wasn't forced to do nothing. She just hates Trump. I'm all right, I guess. I got earaches and sore throat. Exactly. Oh, says Dell's updating, so I may end up losing y'all. Exactly, Jack Knicker. Oh, is Wendy leaving? All right, Wendy. Love you, girl. Oh, great girl. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, I hope she did, Gravy. I hope she forfeited it. But you know they're going to stand up for the witch. I got a dog having a fit. Thank you, honey. I don't know what she's chasing, but all the animals are locked up, so I'm not really going to worry about it. Well, I guess I better because Rick's in bed. Bella. Bella. Get up here. Hey, Bella. Y'all, I have such a mess going on back there. I ain't felt like cleaning. Anyway, I'm hoping they'll oust every one of them white coats out of there. Yes. You know why he did that? I have a feeling Mr. Mitt is going to be trying to run for president, so he's going to try to win over Democrat votes and other. I know they haven't done a thing in 40 years or more. The only thing they've done is sit up there, get drunk, and take bribes. Yeah, but the sad thing of it is a bunch of those people vote the same yahoos in every time. They won't get fresh blood in there. There you go, Elizabeth. But as far as parties, we don't need the only party we need is called For the People. It ought to be for what's better good of the country, what's better good of the people. Not what's better good of the elite, not what's better good of the rich. Everyone. And I'm a firm believer they are to have the salaries like our forefathers had. Our forefathers did it for free. They felt that it was their civic duty to do it for free. Exactly, Gravy. Exactly. I wouldn't mind paying them what they consider poverty level. Because you know them yahoos as lawyers and everything else. Exactly, minimum wage. And not the highest state's minimum wage either, the lowest state's minimum wage. Because the forefathers, their deal was you did your job, your work job, then you did your civic duty. Not only that, they should have to have the same insurance that everyone else gets. They shouldn't have a special insurance. They already get what everyone else gets. Then maybe they will pull their heads out of their butts far enough to see what really needs to be done. Oh, yeah. Exactly, John. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Trump's been putting his pay into the military. And he's been giving his pay back to the states, or put it into the military. But that's one thing but yet they want to say, well, he takes these vacations. Well, shoot, y'all. That's the least we can do is pay for the man's trips. He's got to get something out of the deal. And that's another reason they're wanting him out, Jimmy, is because he suggested 2-term limits for governors, 2-term limits for representatives, 2-term limits for senators, and the other parts of the Congress. You can do 2-term limits as a representative, then go into whatever else, but you only get 2-term limits. So they're not liking that. When he started pressing for the term limits is when these yahoos started pressing to get him out of there. But that's what Trump wanted was term limits. He said there's no need for lifers. You know, somebody's been holding an office for 50 years. Well, you know what? They're not biased anymore. There's a reason they're holding that for 50 years is because they're getting paid through the back somewhere. And I tell you what, I was reading a deal the other day. At first, it come up on my Facebook, and I don't just take the stuff for face value through Facebook. But there was a deal come up about Bernie Sanders. And I thought, well, I want to read it. I want to see it, see if it's actually true. I'll be darned if it was not true. He was praising China for starving the poor people and eliminating them. And he said that's what they need to do in America. And what they consider poor people in America, someone that owns less than 3 homes. Only one own one home. Yup. But I was like, no, I didn't hear that right. First, I was like, no, I didn't read that right. So then I went and watched the deal on you. Was it on YouTube? It was a news deal on YouTube. Yeah, that SOB actually said that. But Bernie's an idiot. And I was like, oh my gosh, this dummy really said it. It wasn't recent. It was not recent when he said it. It was several years back. But the fact of him saying it, period, I don't want him for no president. Because he says United States isn't aggressive enough to get rid of the poor people. Mm. No, he don't. He don't have any morals. But he was wanting it fixed to where they um, poverty people couldn't afford their medications, so they had to die. He was all for starving them. So this is all right. I'm going back to basic economics in high school. Basic economics tells you about inflation. Oh, Bernie Sanders. Basic economics tells you that this will tell you what the Democrats are trying to do. Yes, people have a hard time living right now. We're used to we can live on one paycheck. It takes 2 now. Sometimes it takes 3. But most of the time, that's people living beyond their means. But you raise minimum wage here, what happens? You got a store that has to pay their employees, that's got their prices raised to minimum wage. Or we'll go even simpler with that. Your gallon of milk that you buy at the store, because you're having to pay these people $15 an hour, your milk has doubled in price simply because not only is that store having to pay their people $15 an hour, but the dairy that's producing the milk has to pay their people that an hour. So that means the dairy has to double charge charge the store 2 times what they're charging now. Then the store has to turn around and charge people 2 times to make their money back to pay their employees. The common economics is lost on America today. Yeah, he thinks that euthanasia is the best form. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to Bernie Sanders, he has done nothing to help nobody. He has put them in a big bind. So therefore, when he talks about the euthanasia and the people that don't contribute, well, shouldn't that go for the people that harm too? So wouldn't he be one of the first ones that ought to be getting it? Hey, TA. But they do not understand common economics. People want these high wages, but they don't want to pay higher prices for things. They have to. If not, like I said, the dairy would be out of business. They couldn't afford to pay employees. So what they need to understand, not only is their food going to go up, well, they're getting higher pay. Their rent's going to go up. House payments is going to be to where you can't afford them. Because, I'll be honest with you, a lot of them's where people can't afford them now. I live in a very modest home. My home is paid off. Thank God. But people say, well, we can't live on less than $20,000 a year. My husband and I raised 7 kids on less than $20,000 a year. And paid our home off. Paid our vehicles off. You don't have to live above your means. But then when we went somewhere the other day, was thinking about getting Rick a vehicle because he needs a good vehicle to get back and forth to work. So we went and talked to the loan officer at the bank. Because we paid our house off, because we do not have credit cards, and we don't owe anything now, our credit rating is going down, where it should be the opposite. It should have went up because we have no debt now. That's not the case. Exactly, TA. Exactly. And you know what's sad is most of the city people don't actually know where their food comes from. Most of them have no idea a farmer raises that beef. Yeah, that's the way ours is, DA. We have no debt now. So ours just drops. Isn't that stupid? They said y'all need to get credit cards. And I looked at them, I said, no, I don't. it, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. Well, I can't say I'm completely out of debt. I still owe on some hospital bills. Don't know I'm ever going to get them stupid things paid off. I've been paying on it, but I'll probably still be paying on it when I die. Because I got one hospital bill that's over $200,000. It was $250,000 for my heart. And then I have a life flight bill because I didn't have life flight insurance at that time. That is $30,000. I have life flight insurance now, people. Still paying on that bill too. So I do have medical bills, but they don't help really towards your credit unless you're not paying on them. And then they go to put your credit down. Yes, Elizabeth, me too. Yeah, you get punished for it, which is absolutely stupid. It's absolutely stupid. That's true, TA. That's true. That's very true. Exactly. The more you show our government you're self-sufficient, the more they don't want you here. At least that's how I see it with the Democratic Party. A lot of things need to change. I mean, a lot of things need to change. Rick and I have been talking about building a house because, face it, we live in a double wide. Y'all know how the appreciation value is on these stupid things. They're not built worth a crap anyway. Crap starts falling apart. It costs you more to fix it than what the blame house is worth. So we've been thinking about building a house, but we don't want to go in debt to build a house. Yes, they do. They want you dependent on them. That way they can govern you. That's right, Elizabeth. That's right. That's exactly right. They want us dependent on them. That way, the more we're dependent on them, the more freedoms we're willing to give up. It's a tit for tat, however you put it. Sorry, y'all, I'm not thinking right. I don't feel good. But Well, see, we owe for our monthly utilities, and if we end up building that house, I'm going to have a well, I'm going to have solar. I may have to do it a little at a time, but that's my goal is to be completely self-sufficient, and they can KMA. Yeah, they want debt slaves. Yes, they do. Exactly, Gravy. Exactly. And it's crazy. It's absolutely flipping crazy. This is what gets me. This is what gets me. You can take a person that has been foreclosed on, had 4 or 5 vehicles repossessed. You can have a person, like Gravy said, that owns their own land, owns their own home, don't owe anything. They can go up for a loan, the same loan that this other person's going up for. The one that owes nothing will get nothing. But the one that's had everything taken away, they'll give that sucker a loan every time. Kate says hi. TA. I put them in there so they'll last longer. I don't want nothing to do with Creepy Joe. They said hi, Kate.
Hello.
That's right. They don't. But is it just me, or is Joe Biden look like a creepy old man? He ain't just Sleepy Joe. He's Sleepy Creepy Joe, or Creepy Sleepy Joe. They're listed as Section 8. How in the heck? +300 houses are listed as Section 8. I knew what you meant, Gravy. So, in other words, they're building these houses for people that don't want to work, that wants to draw food stamps and get welfare. They get a $300,000 home that the government pays for. And people like you and I get, let's just say we get it and we don't get lubricated, right? That's just wrong. That's just creepy. Oh my gosh. You're kidding me, Monica. Oh wow. See, I didn't know that, Gravy. And yet the Democrats want to say we're racist. That is a racist freaking comment if I've ever seen one. Oh my gosh, oh. That just well, I think that needs to be spread all around the social media. Oh wow. Well, TA, they're doing exactly what the Democrats want. They're doing exactly what the Democrats want. What is universal pay? And see, that's kind of what. All right, I worked, and I worked hard. Then I had my heart attacks, and I had my stroke. And I felt uneasy about going and signing up to get my disability because I was told I couldn't work at a regular job anymore. So I go, I do everything they tell me to do. I get denied. A lady comes in to our country, which is she's a Muslim lady, don't speak a lick of English. She just got there. She's been here 2 weeks. At that time, her son has already got everything set up for her. They take her. She's going to be living with her son. They automatically give her $2,700 a month. Plus, she qualifies for food stamps and medical. But yet I was denied. Oh, wow.
You're salty about that, Mom?
I'm a little salty about that, Kate. I don't know. She's living with her son. I don't know if she's a refugee. He owns motels in McAllister. Not only does he own motels, he owns a pizza deal. Shouldn't matter if she's a refugee or not. She shouldn't get what we get. She shouldn't get our, I mean, we shouldn't be denied before her. Oh, I know. But I was so pissed that they denied me and gave her. I looked at that lady. I said, well, I guess it's all right. I worked my butt off all these years to not get nothing. But she ain't done a blame thing and she gets all mine. I was hot. They knew exactly how I felt by the time I left there.
I'm just gonna take my food and go. Sorry, you're not going.
So, but that's what gets me. But you know, another thing I found out, if I was a druggie, I would have no problems qualifying for my benefits. What is wrong with this picture? I worked my butt off to pay what I paid in, but I can't get it. Honey, I was denied 5 times. Finally, I told them, kiss my, you know what. I was denied 5 times. See, that's crazy. Yeah, I have an electric roller. It, that's a little bulky to pick up and show you, but yeah, I got one. It works good. It's a Powermatic 2. And see, that chaps my butt right there, Elizabeth. Yeah, I love it. Oh, wow. But yeah, what gets me is if you're a druggie, you can automatically get them. No, it's not. Hold on. It's, you just you put your tobacco in there, you slide your tube on there, you push that down, and it injects everything into your tube. I guess I could do one on the deal for you. Maybe I won't make a mess. And it's about the same price as a one of them pull crank ones. All right, I got my tobacco in there. Slide your tube on there. Oh, and now my dog's gonna start. Let me see if I can get her in here. Come on. Bella, come on. Bella. What are you after? That dog's gonna drive me drinking. You have guys and gals that goes to the government buildings and do audits that are legal, and the government has to supply the info. Oh, that's cool. You know, this is not too bad about jamming up. My hand crank one's a lot worse than jamming up than this one. As long as you don't pack it too tight, you don't have a. Hold on, who got the crap beat out of them? The blind veteran? And see, she only gets 900. When that other Yahoo come over here, he got 27, just boom, not counting the 400 and something dollars she's getting in food stamps a month. Or was it 500? Anyway, everything that she was getting in benefits totaled up to be $3,700 a month. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh yeah, I've seen some of those, girl, but you're talking money. You're talking money. I think I've seen one, it was like $400. And I was like, I can't afford that. Yeah, I gotta see what that crazy dog's barking at. I'll be right back. Well, that ain't the light I'm wanting. Where'd I put the light I want? Oh, right there. I'll be back. Come on, Bella. Come on, Bella. Bella, Bella. Bella, Bella. Come on, Bella. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, probably gravy. Oh no. Oh no. That's horrible, TA. Watch what you're doing. Hey, 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 Rob, I have maybe a quarter of an inch. It's just a dusting. I mean, it's a very light dusting. We didn't get any until about 6 p.m. tonight. Okay, Monica, you have a blessed night, honey. It's a Powermatic. I got it off the Amazon, honey. Oh, you got 2.5 in Okima? We didn't even get crap here. Um, I think Dutch said they got about 4 inches. Let me find a pen. Shoot, I'll try to remember. Blind Justice. Oh, you're welcome. Not Monica. And are you in North Carolina, TA? Really? Wetumpka got that much? Because Wetumpka is just what? Maybe 20 miles? If that from you? You're in North Carolina too. Okay. I was born and raised in Okie. Y'all, I wasn't going to be on here long, and I've already been on here over an hour. Wow. So, what is being done to the police that hurt the veteran? And why did the police even attack him? Oh, really? Oldenville got 4.5 inches. Oh yeah, probably we've been getting rain like you wouldn't believe. My ground is like soup. If you used to go out there and push on a post, it'd fall over. Oh, you've been on the same land since y'all have had that land since the 1700s. That's awesome. How much land do y'all have there? I only have 23 acres. Oh wow. Yeah, the weather's bipolar. A lot of the people here are bipolar. Hey, trying. It's like a meme I seen today. Said all the rest of the places will be spring will be 6 weeks early. And it said except for Oklahoma, y'all's weather does its own thing. Oh wow. Night, Heather. Hugs, honey. Sorry, my voice keeps going in and out. $30, $40. Yeah, I know how that goes. I wish I'd have bought the whole piece of land here, but I was afraid I couldn't afford it. So I just bought 23 acres. And now I wish I'd have bought the whole 60. But you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. I know, right, Trying? I said we're bipolar too. Oh, that's the way Oklahoma is. That's the way Oklahoma is. We'll have all 4 seasons in one day. Hey, Duncan. How are you, Brenda? But yeah, we'll have all 4 seasons in one day. Craziest stuff I ever did see. Yeah, we get some pretty crazy weather. I think Heather just left. Oh, I ain't wearing flip flops, and I normally wear flip flops. But since it's raining the way it is, I've been wearing the heck out of my muck boots. Well, Brenda, I got a dusting. Yeah, it does. It makes up its own seasons. Me too. Me too, Trying. You got 4 to 5 inches. I didn't get crap. But we might, maybe, got a 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Maybe. But you go out to my chicken house and goat pen. The mud is so bad. The mud is up past your ankles. Well, hold on, I'll show you how high the mud is. Maybe you can see it. It goes up to here. See if I can. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's just below the cloth. See, that's the clean part. I tell you what, I almost busted my butt in it today. Got in there to go feed the goats. And I stepped in one spot and I went to take it. I was like, whoa, I just glued in spot. I had to grab a hold of the fence and pull my foot out. Oh, wow. You can't see the polka dots? Yes, it is. It is. It's like going. It is. I wish I could take y'all out there. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Did she find her way out of the snowdrift? If I can remember, I'll try to do a video tomorrow on the rain. If I'm not mistaken, I think we got close to 1.5 inches last night. Well, the thing of it is, if it don't straighten up, I won't be able to do any kind of a garden at all. And I was wanting to do a garden so bad this year. But if it don't straighten up, I won't be able to have any kind of garden at all. Your chihuahua refused to go outside this morning. Well, mine run out. They do their job. They get back in here. Now, Bella be in the Pyrenees. She would rather be outside, but since I've got the goats all locked up in the barn or the shed, and the chickens all locked up, there ain't no sense in her being outside tonight. So I brought her in. She was in the house last night too. She's not really liking Bella. No. Bella. No. No. She's not really liking being in the house. It's a little hot for her. But she's not smart enough to get in a doghouse. She's just a young pup and ain't that bright. You haven't planted in the ground in the last 2 years. Well, I don't even know if I was to plant in wicking tubs, if I'd, with the rain we're getting, I don't know that it would drain enough. Oh, girl, I know that feeling. We need gravel brought in. You're not smart enough to stay out of the doghouse. Bella's not smart enough to get in a doghouse right now. Which I understand, with her being a Pyrenees, she wants to patrol at night. But Rick needs to sleep, and it's cold outside. I can plant a little bit in tires, but I don't have that many tires. Well, see, I've got a lot of those, shoot, Rob, help me out. What are those called? Those big blue tubs that farmers get feed in. Mineral tubs, mineral tubs. Okay, TA. But I've got a lot of mineral tubs that I want to get fixed up. So and Rick has a lot of mulch out there where he works that he can bring home. They give the mulch away. They did really well until the chickens found it, figured out. Well, Duncan, I could probably get you all of them you wanted. Yeah, I can't bend like I used to. I was supposed to go last month to the doctor on my knee, and I forgot my doctor's appointment. Go figure. So I've got to try to set up a doctor's appointment. Maybe I can get in. Not too far away. Well, you could come visit. Just bring a trailer. We'll load a trailer full. Anyway, I gotta try to get a doctor's appointment in this month. Maybe I can find out what they're gonna do with my knee. I'm hoping they'll just go ahead and say, okay, we're gonna do the surgery now. Because I'd rather have the surgery done now than them wait till the summer. I hate being laid up in the summer. I'd rather be laid up now as in the summertime. But Bill from Stony Creek Heritage Farm was telling me about a new shot they've got that's made out of rooster's comb. He said it hurts like the dickens. Replacement. But he said it works really good. But he said you're down for 2 days after you get the shot. So, oh yeah. Oh, Rob, I've had them on my arms. I've had them on my legs. I was rough on this old body. Between sports and horses, I had this. You crazy dog. What do you got now? I had this one mare that my friends was wanting me to break. She'd been broke, but they couldn't ride her. I mean, she kept tossing them off. So I brought her out here and was messing with her. Got on her. She did real good for a little bit, and then she went to doing her crap. Well, needless to say, I got tossed and landed on this arm, went to the hospital, got a cast. I come home, went back out there, got on her again. Needless to say, I made another trip to the hospital that night with this arm. The doctor goes, don't go home and get on that blame horse again. I told him, I said, well, me and her's going to have an understanding by the time this crap's over. Well, by the time I got home, I had both arms in a cast. Let me tell you, it was not an easy task getting up on that horse. But I got up on her, and I guess she figured that old gal's crazy enough. She's just going to keep coming back for more. I'll just behave myself. You know, she was real nice after that. I gotta see what that crazy dog's doing. Welcome back, TA. Would you please quit tearing stuff up? You're being a pain in my butt. Now stop. Lay down. But of course, that was back when I was a lot younger and a lot lighter. And evidently a lot dumber. So, chicken fat shots. Well, this is supposed to be, hey, Linda. Well, I've had both broken bones and I've had fractures. I'd rather have a broken bone than a fracture. Broken bones hurt, but it seems like a fracture hurts worse, and I don't know why. Yeah, once it's in the cast, it has the support, so it's not as bad. And plus, usually you have pain pills, so you're not carrying anyway. Ow. I've had broken ribs. Hey, Patty, how are you? But I've had many broken ribs from breaking horses. Uh, I've had many broken bones, but the horses didn't do, sports did. So, yeah, broken ribs are, I'd rather break my arms and my legs any day as break ribs because if you laugh, you hurt. If you cough, you hurt. If you poot, you hurt. You breathe, you hurt. You move, you hurt. I would rather have anything else but ribs broken. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, the only thing you can do for ribs is wrap them, and it still hurts. The worst time I ever broke ribs, I was on a horse, and we were playing, we were having fun. And the horse was in a dead run. And you know where your girt is on your saddle, and you have that leather piece that comes over, and your girt hooks into it. Well, up here, the tacks released, the girt dropped, saddle came off. Man, I come down on that saddle horn right into my ribs. And I picked up the saddle, and I was about a quarter of a mile from the house. And I wasn't leaving my saddle. And I picked that saddle up, put that saddle on my back and shoulder. Y'all, that was the longest quarter of a mile I ever walked in my life. And you know what the first thing out of my husband's mouth was? Well, why didn't you leave the saddle down there? We'd have went back and got it. I said I wasn't leaving my saddle. Because it was bad enough I had to leave my horse. But the horse beat me to the house. So, yeah, they'll heal just the same. But I tell you what, they hurt a lot worse if you don't wrap them. I wrapped my own. I mean, you knew my ribs was broken because it was, well, one, say this is one side, like where the ribs is coming out on this side, and then this is the same rib. This was slid over. And oh my God. He took me and my husband took our fingers and we shoved those bones over. Oh my gosh, I was crying. I said, oh God, just let me die. Just let me die. Leave them alone. Just let me die. We got them in place and I wrapped them. Oh, I wrapped my own. And I couldn't do nothing without just, you couldn't breathe. You breathed and you was good, you know. Yeah, it hurts. And then when I broke, which one I think is this arm. Yeah, it was this arm. It broke those two bones right there. These two that right here was up over here, and the doctor pulled it in place. I never said a word. And he looked at my husband and he goes, "Man, she has the highest pain tolerance I've ever seen." He said, "That's a good thing and a bad thing." Quit. And my husband said, "Why is it a bad thing?" He said, "Well, the bad thing is she could really be hurt really, really bad. And she wouldn't she wouldn't realize how bad she was hurt and it could make things worse." So yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Jeanette, that would hurt. Bella, quit chewing. But yeah, they say high pain tolerance is a good thing and a bad thing in one because you can be hurt really, really, really bad and it be life threatening and you not know it. But that's like when I had the heart attacks. Uh, it was very strange. I'd been walking around, shaking my arm for about 2 weeks. And I told Rick, I said, "Man, I wish this would stop." He goes, "What is it?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "My arm's just aching." I said, "My chest feels a little funny." He goes, "Okay." He said, "What do you think it is?" I said, "I think it's gas." He goes, "Well, are you sure?" I said, "Well, I think so." And he goes, "You want to go to the doctor?" I said, "No." I said, "I think I'll be all right. This has been going on for 2 weeks." Then I started throwing up. And I went and told Rick, I said, "I guess we might ought to go to the doctor." And he goes, "Why?" I said, "Well, I'm throwing up now." He said, "Okay." Well, I took me some aspirins. We went to the doctor. And when they did the deal, it was the arteries back in the back. They caught, the widowmaker. You know what I'm talking about? That's where the heart attack happened. They couldn't believe I survived it. Then that night, while I was in the hospital, I had another one. So they did emergency surgery on me the following morning. But they had taken me from McAllister and life flighted me to Oklahoma Heart in Oklahoma City. But that's the thing about the widowmaker. You don't really realize you're having a heart attack. You think it's gas. And that doctor asked me, he said, "Well, why didn't you come in when this first started?" And y'all just got to know me. And I looked at him, I said, "I wasn't coming to the hospital for a fart." And he started laughing. He said, honey, it wasn't a fart. You're having heart attacks. So anyway, I got life flatted out. Yeah, I have an extremely high pain tolerance too. But yeah, I wasn't going to the hospital for a fart. So now I tell anybody, if you start having that in your arm and you start getting sick, get your butt to the hospital because you're probably having a heart attack. Mine were C-sections too. I was good at getting pregnant. I wasn't worth a darn it having them. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've got shingles, but shingles to me didn't hurt. Like, well, my shingles were on my head. Well, that's good. They tell you it's your normal. Yeah, when I started throwing up, that's when I said, I might ought to get to the hospital. Well, it takes us where I live. It takes us it takes us 30 minutes to get to the hospital. Oh, I did when they gave me my C-sections. They had me on morphine. I was one happy freaking camper. No, shingles hurt bad, but mine was on my head. Put it this way, when shingles ends up breaking out on my head, it feels like there's daggers going into your brain and it's so painful you will pass out. I was for most of y'all that when I reason my hair is short, it's because I had to buzz my hair off because I had shingles. Uh that's pretty much where I'm at now. Except I was on that end of the table. Rick was in the living room talking to me and I was talking to him. And the next thing he heard was a thump. Because I told him, I said, we got to get this hair off my head. I said, I'm hurting so bad. And he had argued with me. And I no more and said, we got to do something. He said, then he heard a thud. And he come running in here. And I was out cold. And I tell y'all what, I was mad. I was mad. That man was yelling at me. I was hot. I couldn't figure out why in the world that man had such a hateful voice with me because I had done nothing wrong. I was so mad. Come find out it scared him so bad. He had thought I died. Oh no, down onto your eyelid. Well, I'm 51. I'll be 52. Or am I 52? I don't know how old I am, but I'm over 50. I'm 51 or 52. I don't know. Anyway, I was so mad. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. Him screaming at me like that. Oh wow. I don't like shingles poly. Well, that's like when they did my reconstructive surgery on my leg, or surgeries on my legs. I told him, I said, I need to go to the bathroom. They said, we'll go to the bathroom. I said, no, I need to go to the bathroom. And they said, we'll go to the bathroom. I looked at them. I said, listen here. I hadn't peed the bed since I was 2 or 3 years old. And I said, I ain't going to start it again now. And then the funniest thing, though, was when I had my cesarean. They had done what they call a spinal block, which most know that a spinal block paralyzes you from the waist down, supposedly. Anyway, they had this little skinny nurse, poor little feller. And I'm a big girl. He wheeled me in there. And he said, we got to get you over in this bed. I looked at him. I said, well, where's your help? He said, it's just me. He said, I'll do it. I said, oh, honey, hang on to this bed. I said, I'll get over there. He said, you can't. He said, you're paralyzed from the waist down. I looked at him and grinned. I said, hang on to the bed. And I got from my bed over into the other bed. I just crawled. He went running out of that room screaming, oh my God, oh my God. She wasn't paralyzed. The spinal tap or the spinal block didn't work. But it freaked that poor little feller plumb out. Oh, you had yours done microscopic. Oh, I tell you what, they come up with. And then when I had my hysterectomy, yeah, we're getting into too much detail now, ain't we? Um, when they found the cancer, well, my uterus had fell. When it fell, it took my bladder, it took everything with it. So, needless to say, my insides was trying to come out. From the no-no area, okay? So they go in, they do the surgery. And I didn't take any pain meds. Well, I ain't felt good. Yeah, it prolapsed, plus I had cancer. Um, So I missed everybody, so I'm trying to talk to them. Well, it's 1:37 a.m. here. And then after I got home, there's the neighbor's Rottweiler was down here. That bugger had been killing my chickens. And I had this one rooster. And he had gotten under the house trying to get away from this dog. And this dog had him cornered. And I swear to God, y'all, it sounded just like that rooster was screaming help. So here I am, just got out of the hospital, had a catheter. I can't remember what else I had. And I was crawling underneath that house after a stupid dog. Well, then one of the county guys that works for the county seen what was going on. And he come over there and he made the dog go home. And he gave me his number. He said, I'll be out in this area. He said, you need any help? He was my kid's baseball coach when they were little. Because Rick had to go to work. But he goes, what in the world are you doing? Here I was holding my catheter, and I don't know. I know I look like a crazy one. And I was after that stupid dog. So crazy cat. So what are y'all all doing up so late? I'm just talking to y'all. But I'm running out of things to talk about. Y'all give me a subject. Trines at work. What is it you do, Trine? Oh, that reminds me, I need to feed my wood stove. I've been busy yakking. You need to watch Eyelid Theater. You just crawl into bed listening to us. You're going to let us bore you to death, huh, TA? More at than work. See, I just ruined everybody's sleep. Oh my gosh. Well, they can be that. I've met a lot more a-holes than I have nice people lately. Oh, you're used to somebody talking when you're sleeping? Well, when you hear somebody saying creepy things, turn your radio off. Yeah. And I'll tell you the worst thing of it is you have to you have the you have the hysterectomy. You're not supposed to do anything for 6 weeks. Period. Then you have a husband saying, when's that 6 weeks over? You're looking at it like, really? Really? You always know what's on your husband's mind. And they say, when is that 6 weeks over? Girl, don't worry about it. Oh, honey, after I had that surgery, I had a catheter in there for, I ended up having to wear that catheter for 3 months. So you talk about a man getting antsy. That was funnier than heck. Well, to me, it was funny. Yeah. Uh, but I did wear that catheter for 3 months, and he was really gung ho. I'm going to just say that. We was laughing and talking the other night. I can't remember exactly what we was talking about. But anyway, somebody said something, and I looked at him and grinned. I said, all we do is sing precious memories now. Night, Patty. Well, there wasn't nothing going in that area with a tube running up me. Oh my gosh. I got a story for y'all here in a minute. Let me throw some wood in the fire. Okay. Well, most of y'all know who Willie Nelson is, right? I mean, it's hard not to know who in the heck Willie Nelson is. Anyway, her dad, she was raised in the home I was raised in. And his wife's name was Connie. Well, Willie used to come home and beat the snot out of Connie. One night, Connie got tired of getting the crap beat out of her. So she sewed old Willie up in the bedsheet. She took a broom. She beat the snot out of that man. And she left him and came home. Well, we was living in a home that she called home, but Mr. Brooks had left, her dad. So he was living somewhere else. And Willie gets to talking about that, and he'll tell you that was the only woman he ever really loved, but she beat the living hell out of him. So when you said she sewed him up in the bed sheet, it reminded me of old Willie. Old Connie wrapping Willie up in that bed sheet and just sewing him up in it. And the funny thing was, he said, he said, I don't know how in the world she sewed it the way she sewed it. He said, because I don't remember hearing a sewing machine, but she had wrapped even his head up. She had sewed his head up in that thing and had him in a bag. She'd made that bag into it, or that sheet into a bag, and just beat the living tar out of him with that broom. Well, I don't even think Connie called him the ambulance. But he said she took that wooden broomstick and just beat the living tar out of him. And the funniest thing is hearing Willie talk about it himself. Because he was out here and he was talking about it. We was all laughing. And then next thing you know, he comes out with that movie called Honeysuckle Rose. And he has where she sewed him up in the bed sheet and beat the tar out of him in that movie, Honeysuckle Rose. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to tell you what, my ex-husband used to come home drunk. And he was one of the mean drunks. And I had gotten tired of it. So I had roses at that time. I had roses planted all around the front porch of that old trailer. It was cold, icy. So I'd hooked up the water hose and I sprayed that porch down and let it freeze. Went out there again, hooked the hose back up, sprayed that porch down and let it freeze. I sprayed that porch down like 6 times. Locked the doors, because I used to never lock the doors. He didn't have a key, because we never locked the doors. I locked the doors, put sticks in the windows to where the windows couldn't be raised. He came home drunk. He got up them steps and he went to slipping and sliding on that porch. Fell into the rose bushes. You could hear him screaming, and I was sitting in there just laughing my butt off. Needless to say, he had to go stay the night in his truck. He come in the next morning. Oh my gosh. He had thorns all in him. Well, that's the way Glenn was. There you go, Elizabeth. Well, I'm going to put it to you this way. I don't condone beating women, But I have seen some women that deserved it. I'll just put it to you that way. Because I thought, well, man, if I was your husband, I'd beat the living snot out of you. I do not condone it, but I will say I do understand. Oh, oh, Nancy Pelosi. Actually, her new name is Nancy Pelosi. Or Nancy Pelosi. That's it. Nancy Pelosi. Because she's lousy. Well, I'm going to say there's been a few women, Brenda, that I know personally. Their man should have knocked the out of them. Lousy, yeah. But I have met a few women that their husband should have knocked it. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's been a few times, Rick, thinking back on crap, Rick should have knocked the crap out of me a few times. Maybe I'd have learned. That's right. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. They can be abusive too. That's what I'm saying. I've seen some women that deserve it. And there was one woman I wanted to get so bad one day. If I could have got my hands on her. And I didn't even know this guy from Adam. But this woman was wanting, she was wanting a new car. She was throwing a fit like a child. And when he told her, he went to look at the car with her, but he told her, he said, I can't afford it. She called him everything under the sun, started acting like a child and spit in his face. I wanted to get a hold of that woman so bad. Rick was saying, babe, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between coming home and being a jackass and you coming home to a person that has no respect for you and they treat you like that. That's not right. And most people will say, well, just divorce them. Just divorce them. That's not going to teach them not to do it to the next person. That's terrible. But that's the thing. Sometimes, and people's going to get mad at me, sometimes A woman needs to be put in her place. Sometimes a man needs to be put in his place. But a man should not be put in his place by a woman. A man should be put in his place by another man. Because sometimes, I'm sorry, there's some women that just need to not slapped out of them. And in my younger days, I was one of them women that needed the snot slapped out of them. Not by my ex-husband, but by this husband. That he was a patient and kind man. But I had it in my mind that he was going to do me the way my ex-husband done me. So I was going to get him first. Without taking into consideration that he was not my ex-husband, he was a different man. Because every relationship I had been in, I had gotten literally screwed over. And other crap done to me. So I had my head up my what for a while. And how that man put up with my mouth. He had to have the patience of Job. Because I'm going to be honest with you, my mouth, he should have just reached over and seen if he could put my teeth down my throat. But luckily I woke up and realized that as far as abusive, I wasn't abusive. Now I was mouthy. Well, maybe that's what he should have done. Maybe he should have picked me up, put me over his knee, and wore my butt out. But he didn't. He just look at me, gone. But my deal back then was if I needed something done, I wanted it done. I wanted us to get out there, get it done, and get it over with. Well, anybody could call. He'd drop what we was doing and go help them, which would piss me off because I needed crap done too. And now that I look back on it, it's funny. But back then it wasn't funny. Well, when I left my ex-husband, I let him hit me all he wanted. But the day he hit my child, I understand he had been out on the road for 3 weeks. But he needed to understand that baby wanted his daddy's attention. Or no, it was Amanda wanted her daddy's attention. She was 2 years old, still in diapers. He come in, sat down, and she come running and climbing up in his lap, and he hauled off and knocked the far out of her and knocked her across the floor and told her he didn't want nothing to do with her right now. That's the day he was out of my home. And then Amanda was 3 or 4 when Rick and I got together. I guess 3, because Rick and I have been married 27 years and she's 30 years old. Well, that's the day I raised my hand to my ex-husband. Needless to say, he got thrown out that door. So that when he knocked that baby out of his lap and across that floor, that was it. I wasn't dealing with no more bull crap. I'd stayed with him because of the kids and I wasn't doing it no more. I told him, I said, you can hit me all you want, but you better not ever touch my kids. Which they were his kids too, but it doesn't matter. Hey, Ann. So he tried to buck up to me, and he found out I wasn't weak, that I had let him do stuff. Because I was always told the man's always right. That day, I probably weighed about 150 pounds. And he weighed probably about 180. I picked him up by his pants loop and his shirt, or back of his breeches and his shirt. I threw him out that door. Have a good night, Trine. So he goes, well, if you was that strong, why did you put up with the stuff you put up with? I said, because I was always told that you do what the man says. But that day when that man did that, he was no longer a man, he was scum. It'd been one thing if he'd have just busted the kid's butt because he'd done something wrong. But when you haul off and you hit a 2-year-old, mama bear, come out. Oh crap, y'all, I've been on here 2.5 hours. I'm gonna have to get my butt in bed. My throat's killing me. My ears ain't hurting so bad no more, but my throat hurts. Probably help if I quit smoking these blame things. So, y'all, I'm gonna call it a night. Y'all remember the world's a better place because y'all are in it. Please don't ever, 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 ever forget it. I do love y'all. So, well, that's true. That's true, Polly. So, good night, y'all. Bye.